Hello, beauties, and welcome. I just wanted to take a moment today to dispel a little bit of a pranayama myth. That is of breath work needing to be in a specific number. So you may have heard of the box method of breathing: 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts out, 4 counts hold. Perhaps you have heard of a 5 count method, or even an increasing number. So 5 in, hold 6, out 7, hold 8. What this does to the detriment of us is doesn't enable us to be able to connect and to observe the natural rhythm of our breath, which in turn activates stress response or our sympathetic nervous system. So the idea behind pranayama is to bring you into a state of relaxation, of calm, rest and digest, because the majority of people live our lives in a hyperventilation state where we're in a high stress response, and we are also effectively killing ourselves. Stress is the highest killer, regardless of which disease is present in the body. Stress is what actually kills. So, how should we breathe? Well, if we take a number like 4 for a box breathing, inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, just the hold for 4 alone may be very challenging for most beginner breathers. Try right now to just hold your breath for 4 counts after you inhale up to 4. If that brings about any state of resistance in the body, what is called exciting Pran, we are constantly trying in meditation, in breath work, in yoga to keep the Pran at an equilibrium or equanimity. This helps us to not get too ahead of ourselves or too overwhelmed and bring us back to a calm state. So this is something that you can only feel for yourself in your body and as you breathe. The alternative to breathing for a set number of counts is the method of natural breathing, or what we refer to in the Tantric Hatha tradition as Agni Raj breath. Agni is internal fire, and Raj being king. So you are the master, the king, the queen of your domain, of your unique breath. So we're going to try this together. And it can also be helpful for you to have like a metronome, something to count the seconds for you. All we are going to be doing is taking a natural inhale, pausing at the top for a natural length of time. Meaning, what I mean by natural is that you're not forcing it, and you're not like gasping for air. You're not trying to make yourself meet an arbitrary number. Instead, we're following the natural rhythm of your own breath. So again, we'll inhale for the natural length of your inhale, right? You're not trying to take in all the breath that you can, and you're not trying to slow down or make your inhale last longer. You're just breathing in. Breathe in. Then at the top of your inhale, you just hold as long as you can, not forcing it to be longer or shorter. Even if it's not even 1 second, don't force it. Simply notice, oh, I don't have a pause at the top of my inhale, or my pause is 1 second. Maybe my pause is 10 seconds, who knows? Majority of people, I would imagine, are not very high in the pause number. This is the space between the breaths, or else we wouldn't be in a constant state of hyperventilation and high stress. Then you're going to exhale for, again, only as long as your exhale lasts. And I'm only breathing out of my mouth to make that sound, to reinforce the breath actually moving. You are going to be closing your mouth and breathing only through your nose. This is the challenge. So again, breathing through the nose on the exhale only until your exhale comes to its natural bottom. And you're counting this whole time. So you're counting the length, the number of seconds that pass. Maybe it's 1. Maybe it's 0 for your exhale. Maybe you're just like, I'm there. Oh my gosh. That's fine too. Then pausing at the bottom of your exhale for your natural length of pause. Again, maybe it's no pause. Maybe you're already going, I need to breathe again. Don't force yourself to hold that pause. Just let yourself breathe. So the intention here is just to find the natural rhythm of the breath. How many seconds does my inhale last? How long do I naturally pause right now in this very moment at the top of my inhale? How long does my exhale last when I allow it, invite it to flow out? And how long is the pause at the bottom of my exhale once I arrive there before I need to inhale again? So we're trying to avoid is taking such a deep inhale breath, holding it for so long that you gasp out, and that you don't even have space to hold at the bottom because you already need to gasp on the inhale again. We're trying to keep it silent and smooth, right? Not slow, not fast. We aren't concerned with the speed. That we are just acknowledging, counting in our minds. Inhale, 1, 2. Oh, I'm at the top of my inhale. I can't take in any more breath. How long am I pausing? 1, 2. Fine. And these numbers will be different for everyone. How long do I exhale? Once I've reached that max capacity, I can't hold anymore. I need to exhale. Then I exhale. How long does that take? And then at the bottom, how long can I actually hold that exhale out before I just need to inhale? Right? We all have this natural rhythm. So we're trying to avoid the gasps, which is what exciting Pran is, which makes all of the nerves in your body come on board and be on red alert and put you into a fight or flight response, which is stress, right? We're trying to counter that by breathing at our own natural pace, at our own natural rhythm. So everyone will be different. I'm not going to give you a number. You are just going to count your own breath. So I'm just going to cue the 4 parts of the breath, and you're going to count along with yourself. It might get confusing because when I say pause, you don't have to pause. You may have already paused before. You may have come to the top of your inhale already, and then you're pausing, and then you're exhaling, right? So it's inhale, pause, exhale, pause. You're trying to find a natural flowing rhythm to your own breath and observing or counting the length. This is just to get to know our breath. What is our breath naturally doing? Ready? We're just going to try it. Begin. Seal the lips, breathe in through the nose, count. When you get to the top, count the hold. Exhale when you need to. Counting the length of the exhale. Pause at the bottom. Not trying to make it longer, right? Just as long as you can. And then inhale. Counting the inhale. So we're just going to sit for a minute. And we're going to observe our natural breath. Begin. I'm not going to talk. All we're doing here is breathing in, holding, breathing out, holding, finding your numbers. So this will be your box breath, right? It might not be a perfect square, but this is your natural breath, and this is what you will practice. Ready? Begin. Seal your lips. Inhale as you count. Hold as you count. Exhale as you count. Hold as you count. I'm going to be quiet now and let you do it on your own so that you don't do it in pace with what I am saying. Wherever you are in your breathing, just stop and notice, what are my numbers, right? What did I find was the natural limit or length of each 4 parts of the breath for myself? We could call this a 4-part breathing exercise. Over time, what you are attempting to do at first is just breathe to your own numbers every, say you sit for a minute. So just breathe and maintain those numbers for yourself until it becomes just second nature to sit and breathe to your natural numbers. Maybe try this for 5 days, sitting for a minute, sitting for 2 minutes, sitting for 3 minutes. Then, as you become more familiar with that length of breath, try to either increase the exhale. If your exhale is shorter than your inhale, you will increase your exhale by decreasing your inhale by 1. First, try that in a round. Decrease your inhale. So the inhale breath is always the easier breath for people to take. Naturally, when we are told to breathe, what do? We breathe in. So this is what we're most familiar with. So this training our body to breathe works best if we are training our body to inhale by controlling the inhale, by reducing the inhale so that we have more pran, more energy to then use for the holds and for the exhale. So if your inhale number is higher than your exhale number, bring that inhale down a second and then try the same numbers for everything else for a while. If your exhale is already longer than your inhale, simply maintain those numbers. Say it's 4, 2, 5, 2. Maintain that 5. And if your exhale and inhale are the same, try also increasing the length of your exhale a bit. And if you find that it excites pran, that you found you're grasping for breath on your inhale again, then try the same technique, reducing your inhale by 1 second and just seeing what that does to the exhale. We're going to progress more and more as we go through this breathing work, pranayama. So this is a great place to start and just observe. So for the next week, sit with yourself for either 1 to 5 minutes and observe the breath. When you can find that you're getting the same numbers consistently, again, trying to maintain those numbers, it's just your perfect box breathing. You are perfect. Everything that you do is perfect. Your breath is perfect as it is. It does not need to change. Then the next step is to either decrease the inhale or increase the exhale. In our next lessons, we will be increasing the hold space in between. But first, we're just going to start with finding your numbers, maintaining them, and then trying to increase your exhale. Anyone can launch into the universe, as my teacher Everett Newell always says from Zuna Yoga in Bali, my Tantra Katha teacher training. When you're in meditation, when you focus on the breath, anyone can launch into the universe with a very simple, low number box breathing. It just has to be your natural breath. It has to come from you. It can't be, oh, we're trying on these arbitrary numbers to see if you can reach them, because you might have a longer natural breath or a shorter one in any of those areas. So this is part of listening to your own intuition, following your own inner guidance, and honoring yourself. This is the form of self-love, and I hope that during this practice, you do feel more honoring, more love for yourself. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you've enjoyed this myth busting for box breathing and pranayama. Stay tuned for more, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Mwah. Big hugs, massive love. Enjoy this week.